Hey all, welcome to the Institute. And this week here at the CIOPCC, I thought we'd do a collection suggestion. It's been a little while since we did one of those. And since we were talking about the Sideshow figures not too long ago, I think I did my top 10 list of my favorite Sideshow 6-scale figures that they did. One of them didn't make the list, but I thought deserved a mention in terms of being something that if you're looking for something fun to collect that's not going to break the bank, you ought to check these out. This would be the James Bond series from Sideshow. Now, I have 20 different figures. I did not try to be a completist. I am sure there are more Bonds that they did that I did not pick up. I have one of each of the Bonds at least that they produced, and I have all of the villains, I believe. But there are sure to be more Bonds out there, so you can have a lot of fun with this line. They did plenty of them. I know, we pick on Sideshow a lot. Heads are sometimes too big. There's Scaramanga in the back there. Sometimes the paint jobs could be better. Oh, there's a nice Roger Moore. It's a pretty cool outfit. I like the moon base outfit. Sean Connery in back. Sean Connery's my personal favorite Bond, and so you're going to see mostly Sean Connery's in this set. Unfortunately, I thought he was also the most caricature-ish of all of the Bond portraits. Pussy Galore here in front. Got a couple of guns ready to go. Back in back, there's Q, and that's one of my favorites. One of the most recent ones I picked up was Tee-Hee. I just kept an eye out for him. Got him for about 40 bucks. It's a good deal. And I also picked up Pierce Brosnan recently for only 15 bucks. So these are out there at reasonable prices. I mean, if you take your time and you don't rush into it, here's an excellent Sean Connery, of course. Flippers and all. In back, we have a Timothy Dalton. Like I said, I was trying to make sure if they made one of the Bonds, I got at least one of them. Of course, Odd Job in front. Wiseman in his full radiation suit. I think that's kind of cool. Halle Berry is Jinx. Unfortunately, she's the only one whose costume is starting to go. You can see down there, there's some rips in it. I've always been kind of surprised that the pleather here on this Bond has never gotten bad. Remember, these are well over 20 years old now, most of them. Now, some of them are really terrible. Poor Michelle Yeoh here is Wei Lin. That is an awful figure. Rooted hair, just terrible. But in back, Zhao is not bad. And Alex, Alex Truvelin, I believe was his name. There in the back. Another Roger Moore version. Couldn't do this without George Lazenby. And they did those. That was one of their very first ones. And, of course, to go with George Lazenby is the Telly Savalas Blowfield. I really thought that was a nice Telly Savalas head sculpt. And to finish it off, we have another Sean Connery, this time in his nice traditional tuxedo in front of Jaws. So, yeah, I know it's not a huge collection. It's not going to break the bank, though. I bet you can get every one of these for, 50 to 100 bucks. There might be a few like that one Sean Connery there in the snorkeling gear that's probably going to cost you a little bit more. But for the most part, these are not too expensive. Something you can get into without breaking the bank. And it's a fun line. So that's my collection suggestion this week. If you've got any that you think would be a cool collection to mention that we ought to highlight, you let me know. Make sure you subscribe. And until Friday, when I am going to do another extremely packed report on acquisitions this week, you have a great collecting week.